Hello, and thank you for watching this video on sexual harassment at workplace. Sexual harassment occurs every day in hospitals and other workplaces across the world. In this country, not only it is disrespectful to sexually harass a person, but also illegal. It is up to us to create a supportive environment where we can identify it, report it, minimize it, and eliminate sexual harassment. To ensure that every one of our guests, customers, colleagues, and employees are free from sexual harassment. By the end of this video, you will have a definition and understanding of sexual harassment, know the common types and basic do's and don'ts of the sexual harassment at the workplace. With this, let us get started. What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination. It is defined by Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, that is EEOC, as unwelcome, verbal, visual or physical conduct of sexual nature that is severe or pervasive and affects working condition or creates a hostile work environment. Sexual harassment is illegal. Retaliation against someone complaining about sexual harassment or participating in the investigation is also against the federal and California state laws. What are different types of sexual harassment? Sexual harassment may take place in several forms, ranging from simple intimidation to serious sexual assault. Quid pro quo means this for that. Quid pro quo harassment is the most commonly recognized form of sexual harassment. This type of harassment occurs when in employment, opportunity or aspects such as hiring, promotion, salary increases, shifts or work assignments, performance standards, access to recommendations, etc. are based on the employee's submission to or rejection of sexual advances or requests for sexual favors or other behavior of a sexual nature. These cases involve tangible actions that adversely affect the conditions of work.
Hi, what do you need?
It's not my need, it's your need.
What do you mean?
I'm doing performance evaluation next week.
So?
Do you have any time for tonight?
Comments about clothing, personal behavior, or a person's body, sexual or sex-based jokes, requesting sexual favors or repeatedly asking a person out, telling rumors about a person's personal or sexual life, threatening a person, all falls under verbal or written sexual harassment. 3.
Man, I can go for a power fuck right now.
What?
I can go for a power fuck right now.
Assault, impeding or blocking movement, inappropriate touching of a person or person's clothing, kissing, hugging, patting, stroking, etc. are categorized as physical sexual harassment. Hey handsome, you're working a lot today.
Don't do this.
I thought I can help you.
Stop it.
Looking up and down a person's body, derogatory gestures or facial expression of a sexual nature, following a person or any other forms of non-verbal conduct can also be under sexual harassment. Just like visual posters, drawings, pictures, screensavers or emails of a sexual nature falls under the similar category. Non-sexual conduct may also be a form of sexual harassment. If you're harassed because you're a female rather than a male, or because you're male rather than a female, hey handsome. Looking cute today.
I'm busy right now.
You look cute without specs.
I think you all should go back to your work.
Oh, what about dinner tonight?
This is literally sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment, guys! Guys don't get sexually harassed. The conduct of the harasser must either be severe or must be pervasive to be sexual harassment. A single incident is probably not sexual harassment unless it is severe. For example, a single incident of rape or attempted rape would probably be sexual harassment, although a single unwanted request for a date or one sexual suggestive comment might offend you or be inappropriate, but it may not be termed as sexual harassment. However, a number of relatively minor separate incidents may add up to a sexual harassment if the incidents affect your work environment. It is legally sexually harassment if repeated sexual comments make you so uncomfortable at work that your performance suffers, or if you decline professional opportunities because it will put you in the contact with the harasser, thus affecting work condition and creating a hostile work environment. I hope that these scenarios illustrate what sexual harassment might look like at a workplace. Although it is very obvious in the video, sexual harassment is not very obvious in the real world. The particular facts of each situation determine whether offensive conduct has crossed the line for simply boorish or childish behavior to unlawful gender discrimination. Some codes suggest that men and women, as a general rule, have different levels of sensitivity. Conduct that does not offend most reasonable men might offend most reasonable women. In one study, 2/3 of the men surveyed said that they would be flattered by a sexual approach in the workplace, while 15% would be insulted. The figures were reversed for the women responding. Different levels of sensitivity have led some court to adopt a reasonable women standard for judging cases of sexual harassment. Under the standard, if a reasonable woman would feel harassed, harassment may have occurred even if the reasonable man might not see it in that way. You want to identify it not only when it occurs to you, but also whether your conduct is offensive to your coworker or not. Try to identify it by asking these questions to yourself. Is this verbal or physical behavior of a sexual nature? Is this behavior being initiated by only one of the parties who have power over the other? Does the employee have to tolerate this type of behavior in order to keep his or her job? Does the conduct make the employee's job unpleasant? How many times did the incident occur? How long has the harassment been occurring? How many other people were you also sexually harassed? If you experience sexual harassment or witness it, it is your duty to take a necessary action to stop it. Remember that sexual harassment is an organizational problem and the employer wants to know about it so it can take prompt and appropriate action to ensure that no further incidents occur with the present victim or the future employees. When you are deciding what to do, remember every situation is different. You can use either of the following option or a combination of those to solve your problem.
Step number 1. Say no. Tell the person that his behavior offends you. If persistent, report the harassment. Do not forget to document the events with every possible detail of date, place, time, or any possible witnesses.
When you report the sexual harassment to your employer, do it in detailed writing. Keep copies of everything you send and receive from your employer. All employees have a responsibility to cooperate fully with the investigation of a sexual harassment complaint. Remember to keep the following things in mind. Confidentiality is crucial. Don't be afraid to cooperate as you are protected by the law. Answer the questions completely as a complainant in detail even though they are unpleasant. You must remember that you have a duty to cooperate in the investigation even if you are an accused, regardless of whether you believe the allegation to be true or false. As a potential witness, it is your duty to cooperate, provide with truthful information, keep things confidential, and do not encourage gossips. Other options to deal with the problem of sexual harassment are the use of grievance procedure at workplace, involve your union, file a discrimination complaint with a government agency, or file a lawsuit. If the employer does not have enough evidence to reach a conclusion about harassment, it still might take other action such as separating the parties, holding training session on preventing sexual harassment, verbal or written warning, or having the affected employees certify that they have read again and fully understood the employer's policy against sexual harassment.
Following this approach will help to eliminate sexual harassment and make the workplace environment more friendly.